All right, so let's get straight to it. Barcelona have been defeated by Real Madrid 4-1. Very embarrassing. I cannot believe Barcelona came out like this. They should have never played this match in the first place. They were never meant to go into that final and beat Osasuna 2-0. I think that Osasuna could have given Real Madrid a better fight. This Barcelona team though is just like they don't do enough. They just don't do enough, and especially with the defense. The defense is just in shambles. They're out of focus. They don't look like they're interested. They leave Vinicius like wide open all the time. And the fact that Real Madrid were able to score the exact same type of goals against Barcelona, it's almost like they were looking at the patterns that were going on against Real Madrid, and they're like, oh yeah, they're just gonna pass it to Vinicius, and that's basically it. But they don't learn from that. They just say, oh, Vinicius again, let's go defend him. Oh, Vinicius got the ball again, let's go defend him. They don't change anything. They don't try to prevent that pass that goes to Vinicius. They never learn their lesson. And so if you ask me, right, do you believe that Barcelona deserved to lose this game? Yes, of course. They deserve to lose this game because they didn't learn from their mistakes. Vinicius scored goals that looked exactly the same, and Barcelona did not do anything about it. The fighting spirit of these players is just not there anymore. I don't know what happened. And Xavi Hernandez did say something in the pre-match press conference. He said that Barcelona are playing much better than the team that we were in the previous season. He said that in the pre-match preview before Barcelona and Real Madrid, and you know how it ended 4-1. He said that. And I'm like, you really think that this Barcelona team is better than the previous one? You know that in the past 4 games, we allowed more goals than we did in the entire season last season. You know that, right? So, like, defensively, we're not good. Offensively, we're also not good. And you want to still say that that team that you saw in the 2022-2023 season is a worser team compared to the one that we see today? I don't know. I'm confused. And here's going to be another thing that really did piss me off about this game. Is the fact that, okay, Real Madrid scored 2 goals. 2. And I'm like, could Barcelona react, right? Could Barcelona show the fighting spirit of what Girona brings, right? There's a reason why Girona is at the top 3 in La Liga. Is because they know how to fight. They don't go down like little girls, right? When they see themselves lose and they see themselves concede through the match, they want to score a couple of goals back. And they say, this is who we are. This is what we represent. And this is us, right? So I was like, okay, maybe Barcelona can do this. Maybe Barcelona could come back after going down 2-0 with those 2 goals coming from Vinicius. And I actually started to see some character when Barcelona were down 2-0. We had the ball, we were having possession, we were passing the ball here and there, we were penetrating the defense, we were creating attacking opportunities, right? So for those of you guys that say Barcelona didn't produce anything, I would counter that and say that, yes, there was a moment, there was a phase in the game where Barcelona had those attacking opportunities. And you can see here, right, in this graph, the attacking momentum. Right after Real Madrid scored those 2 goals, the attacking momentum of Barcelona skyrocketed. Not like until the end of the game, but for like 20 to 25 minutes. And then eventually, Barcelona got the goal, right? So you see what happens when Barcelona play well and they dominate the game and they have control of the match. You end up scoring goals. So I'm like, okay, Barcelona's doing the correct thing, right? We're controlling the game. We have possession of the ball. We are the ones dominating. And it led to Lewandowski scoring that golazo. So I'm like, okay, everything's going good. But immediately after Lewandowski scored that goal, Barcelona backed down. And I'm like, dude, really? You're going to back down after we had that chance of potentially coming back? And then Real Madrid scored 4 to 5 minutes later with Vinicius scoring a penalty. And I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like, that is the summary of this Barcelona team today, is the fact that they can't defend what they stand for. They can't keep up their attacking momentum. If they see one of the players have the ball, like the opposition have the ball, they back down and they get scared. They're like, oh my God, we actually scored a goal. Do we have a chance of coming back? And you know, the fact that they have to question that is annoying. And you can see it through their body language. They invite the opposition to attack them, and then they lose that momentum, whatever they were building. And then from there, Barcelona never showed up again. So like in the last 10 minutes of the first half, all the way into the second half, to the 90th minute, Barcelona showed no character at all. There's also this other thing that I do want to speak about, which is Lewandowski. So Lewandowski did score a goal for Barcelona against Real Madrid. Even though he scored that golazo, even though that was an amazing goal, I really wanted him out of this match. I really did, because of how much he does not provide to this team. Like, yes, that was a great goal, but outside of that, he provided nothing. And I'm starting to feel like Barcelona don't need Lewandowski. I feel like if Lewandowski leaves right now, if he doesn't come back, right, this was his last game, I think that Barcelona will be okay. And I'm saying that because I think that this Barcelona team is not built to have a very static number 9. Lewandowski is a static number 9. This Barcelona team is not built to find Lewandowski in the center of the box of the opposition, right? And the fact that Barcelona have been showing that they are incapable of finding Lewandowski, who is very static, who doesn't really like to move, who doesn't really like to join the midfield, right, and create these attacking opportunities. I think that a Barcelona team without Lewandowski, it wouldn't make a huge difference. I think that Barcelona need a number 9 that is more mobile, a player that can join the midfield and do these 1-2s and create attacking opportunities and run more and be much more pacey and create goals for themselves. That is what Luis Suarez was. Luis Suarez and Lewandowski are two very different number 9s. Suarez was much more mobile. Lewandowski is very much static. He doesn't move anywhere. And he was like this even before he hit 30. He was always static, always. And so I feel like we have the incorrect profile of a number 9. He's a great player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that Lewandowski is trash. I still think that he belongs in Europe. But from what Barcelona needs, they need a much more mobile number 9, which also makes me question why the hell we did not use Vitor Roque. I feel like Vitor Roque could have done something different. So I just have a feeling that Lewandowski is killing this team in some way. Yes, I know that he scores, but Barcelona can do much better with a much more mobile number 9. Sorry that I'm stuttering a lot, is because I'm trying to take it all in, because I have also been asked whether Xavi should be sacked, and I've been thinking about that too. I'm kind of going everywhere right now, but I'm trying to take it all in because I just can't believe Barcelona's like this right now, But let's talk about Xavi. Many have been asking, Kevin, do you think Xavi should be sacked? Should he leave? I'm mad and I don't want Xavi to be here anymore. We need a different coach. Do you know why I support Xavi? I support Xavi because he actually he actually has intentions to bring character to this team. Has he been successful at doing that? No. But he has intentions. He has the right intentions. He has an idea of what Barcelona should be playing, but the other game is, could you actually implement that to your team? And we have been very inconsistent. It's almost as if these players are not fully convinced by Xavi. So that's one of the reasons why I support Xavi so much, is because he has character. It's just I just don't see him successfully implementing that to this Barcelona team. This is also somebody that has been through very difficult moments. He has been through the successes, the highs and lows when he was a player at Barcelona. I have seen that. And that is why I say, with his experience, he can carry that to Barcelona and teach that to Pedri, Gavi, who else? Ferran Torres, Joao Felix, everybody. But at the end of the day, the results are the results. And if you don't win, you're most likely going to be sacked. It's funny because Ernesto Valverde lost a final against Atletico Madrid back in 2020, I believe, or 2020. I think it was 2020 or 2020, yes. And immediately after that loss against Atletico Madrid, Barcelona sacked Ernesto Valverde. What if, the same thing happens with Xavi Hernandez? But the thing is that, at that time, Barcelona had options. They had coaches that they could go for. Right now, what are our options? Really think about that. And especially you have to take into consideration the wage bill. If we sack Xavi, right? If you want to say, sack Xavi, I want Xavi out, you have to give me an answer, right? On who you want to replace Xavi. You have to give me an answer. You have to give me a solution. You have to name a coach. Because if you think that it's going to be Hansi Flick, which is a coach I would love to have, he costs about 13 million a year. Now, there's always a way of negotiating with that coach, but at the end of the day, we have to be realistic. We're not going to get Hansi Flick right now. And who you're going to try and get the coach of Girona? No. He's very much committed to his job at Girona. Are you going to try and get Pep Guardiola? No, he's committed to Man City. Luis Enrique? No, he just signed with PSG. So what are we doing here? Who are we trying to sign? There really isn't any answer or any solution to replace Xavi Hernandez right now. You can even say Klopp. Why not bring Klopp? I would like Klopp. You know, he has been at Liverpool for quite some time already. He has been there since 2014. Maybe it's time for him to leave Liverpool, maybe go to FC Barcelona. I would love Klopp. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I'm a huge fan of German coaches because German coaches tend to be very strict, and they rely heavily on their principles, right? The principles are super instilled in any of their teams, which is why I either invite Hansi Flick or Jurgen Klopp. But I see those two coaches as not real solutions as of now. We have to stick to this game plan with Xavi, no matter what, and especially finish with Xavi through this season, no matter what. The goal right now is for Barcelona to maintain a top 4 lead in La Liga, and that's it. We still have a chance to win the Champions League, but with this current state and the current mentality state of this team, I don't even see them. I can see them going past Napoli, but after that, I don't see. Most likely they're going to be facing a City or like a Bayern, and I just no, bro. This team right now and this game that we saw showed me the state of this club, and this team needs help. They need mental help. These players don't look like they're capable to be the protagonist, to show more character than the opposition. They need therapy. They need a bunch of stuff. They need to go to church. They need to find God. They need to understand that person exists and say that I lend you my problems, right? I have problems here. I'm going to leave it up to God for him to handle these problems. They need to do something because whatever they're doing right now is not working. And I'm telling you guys the truth. The mentality thing is the real deal for Barcelona, because the fact that Real Madrid scored the exact same goals and they did not learn from their mistakes, it shows me that they're out of focus, that they're not really in tune of what's actually going on the pitch. Why do we have more of awareness of what's going on the pitch compared to the coach and the players? Why? And so overall, the way that I kind of want to end this video is that, you know, this is a spineless Barcelona. We don't have a true center forward, the center forward that we would like to have. We also think that, you know, our center backs are not in tune with one another. Araujo and Koundé had horrible games. Horrible games. They were being tested over and over again. And I feel like one of the reasons why those two players were being tested over and over again is because they allowed the same play over and over again. All the time. That was Real Madrid's game. Once Barcelona loses the ball, they get the ball and they immediately pass it to Vinicius. And we get exposed. And that is why Araujo and Koundé were tested over and over again. We're a team that likes to represent pressing. Right, Xavi Hernandez has told the players we want to be able to press very well and be effective. We run a lot and we press, but the moment that, you know, when we lose the ball and we have to like counter press, we don't do it well enough or efficient enough, and that is why the opposition, especially with Real Madrid, we're able to capitalize off of that, and they expose us in the back, and especially with Vinicius and with Bellingham. Any player in Europe that has a player similar to Vinicius and Bellingham will succeed against Barcelona. And let me tell you guys, right? Almost every team has a player like Vinicius. Man City have Doku. They have Grealish, or they have some other great pacey player. Bayern Munich have Gnabry. We have PSG with Dembele and Kylian Mbappe. You better bet that if those two players face Barcelona today, they will know exactly what to do. And that is the weakness of Barcelona, is that. That is the thing. And the fact that Barcelona don't even really have that kind of shows why we even suffer ourselves so much attacking wise. We need a pacey player. Every team in Europe has a pacey player that can capitalize off of, you know, the team getting exposed. So it's a disaster, and I hate to talk about this game because there's not really much to talk about. I know you guys are gonna ask me, what about Araujo? What do you think about his red card? Dude, the reason why he even got that red card is because he was frustrated. Why? Because the same thing happened over and over again. That is why he was frustrated. That is why he hit Vinicius. Yes, I do think that what he did was a foul. I'm not here trying to defend Araujo's action against Vinicius. It was a foul, and the reason why it was a foul and the reason why he was frustrated is because he knew that this Barcelona team could not stop those constant runs from Vinicius, and he got fed up. So I'm like, dude, yeah, like, of course I would be fed up too. And so that is it. Barcelona lost the final. We're just gonna have to move forward ahead. I know that Xavi Hernandez is hurting right now. He's going to be questioned so much on the newspapers and from the audience, from the journalists, from everywhere. But we have to move on. Our next game is going to be against some team in the Copa del Rey. I think it's gonna happen on Thursday this week, and then we have a game on Sunday, which is going to be my birthday. I'll be turning 26 years old. So next week on Sunday, exactly 7 days from today, Barcelona will be playing against Real Betis. Again, it's going to be my birthday. Does not matter. I will be here and I'll make that video for you guys. Also a pre-match preview for that game because, of course, every time Barcelona play against Real Betis is always a good game. It's going to be very, very exciting. So, Visca Barça And don't lose hope on this team. I think that eventually, I don't know when, but eventually we will rise on top. We're just going to have to be very patient. And if you guys are also, if you guys are Barcelona fans, you guys like to go on Twitter a lot, please don't try and put out a lot of hate against our players or the coaches. We don't need that, right? What does that do for us? So let's be positive, even though we know that things are bad. Let's just be positive. Like what good comes from negativity? What? Let the media do that. But for us fans who are on Twitter, Instagram, or on YouTube on the comment sections, if you guys are gonna criticize these players and the coaches, don't say, just F Xavi, F these players. Bastards. Don't say stuff like that, right? If you want to criticize, have a good, insightful, critical, thoughtful opinion about why you think Barcelona is not doing well. And that's it. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.